The reaction I get most often when I tell people I'm doing a one-man comedy show is that it's very brave. And what that basically means is it's completely foolhardy and it's borderline insane. So why am I doing it? Well, I have this idea that the lyrics of Bruce Springsteen offer the direct road to all that is useful, wise, and meaningful in life. And if you have a problem, you can solve it using the lyrics of Bruce Springsteen. I am here doing 24 nights with 1 day off at the Edinburgh Festival. Oh, this is the assembly rooms in the heart of Edinburgh. It's one of the big venues in Edinburgh for the festival. You've got all the big hitters, people like Stuart Lee and Jerry Sadowitz are here. And then there's some other rooms where some slightly less well-known people can have a go as well. Where's Studio One? That way. Through there, thank you. It's 3:30 now and the show starts in 15 minutes. Not long. That should be okay with getting an extension lead for the computer, yeah? They're going to have to find one because the computer's going to die otherwise. I'm sure they will find something. I'm not an expert on PowerPoints at all, so I'm trying to make this fit the window. Is that what you're doing? Somebody's going to have to show me how to do that. I've got no idea. That was much, much more stressful than I really wanted it to be. There's nothing more annoying than finding that the power cord wasn't working, so I'm now quite tense and I've got to try and calm myself down. You don't know who's going to be there. Is it going to be 3 people? Is it going to be 30 people? You've got no idea. I'm not a comedian, so I don't know what you're expecting. And if you don't believe me, by the way, about not being a comedian, stick around for the hour and I'm going to prove it to you in a minute-by-minute basis. Usually I'm sitting where you guys are and I'm reviewing poor chancers like me for the culture show or the review show or whatever. Why am I not doing that now? Why have I put myself in this position? It's quite simple, really. It's actually not to do with me, it's to do with you. I kind of want to help. Bruce Springsteen is the direct line to truth, happiness, and fulfillment. If you want a rich, fulfilled, content life, all you need to do is follow the boss rules. In the show, I run through my life and I talk about different song lyrics and how they helped me. There's a line from Thunder Road, it's a town full of losers and I'm pulling out of here to win. That was something that was quite inspirational for me, trying to get out of Luton. Well, I had never heard anything like this in my life. The more I realised that actually this was not some kind of weird coincidence that I was into Springsteen. It was actually destiny. We were actually meant to be together. A couple of facts which I think will convince you in case you've got any doubts. My birthday is on June the 9th, 1971. Springsteen signs his contract to Columbia on June the 9th, 1972. Is that the first stirrings of conviction, or maybe not? Okay, one more. Bruce Springsteen grew up in New Jersey in Asbury Park. Probably know that. I grew up in Luton in Bury Park. I think I'm beginning to convince some of you guys. Well, in case you've got any more, Springsteen's dad, Doug, was a bus driver. My dad sometimes took me on the bus to town. I'm not a professional comedian, but I am somebody who loves Springsteen, who recently turned 40, who's got a mixed race, mixed faith child, and I'm from Luton, so if I can't find some laughs in all that, I just don't think I'm trying. If dreams came true, well, wouldn't that be nice? But this ain't no dream that we're living through tonight. If you want it, you take it, but then you pay the price. And I love that because pop music doesn't say that normally. What it says was quite a grown-up thing. It's saying if you want something, you take it, but you know what? You might have to pay a price for it. So I thought, okay, I'm just going to pay the price. I'm 37. I've got to move on with my life. I've got to go for it. I've got to make my dreams come true. And my dream is to meet somebody who I love rather than somebody who is acceptable to my family.
Lots of people do ask me how I feel about Sarfraz mining our personal history and details of our relationship and things. So many times I'm reminded of the good that that does for lots of people, because many people have similar issues and problems, or people from different cultures who get together it's really good to see the funny side of the differences and the difficulties that there are often between us or between his family and me.
And what we want you to do is marry somebody who's Muslim and Asian, and this woman is neither. We're not going to turn up to the wedding. And I'm like, okay, that's painful, that's difficult, but that's maybe the price you pay. I have absolutely resigned myself to the fact that there will not be any family there. And then, suddenly, out of nowhere, Springsteen saves the wedding day. I've been lucky enough to meet Springsteen a number of times, and in a way, I've met him at different points in my life as well. So the first time I met him, I was just a fan. The second time I met him, I was a journalist. And the final time I met him, I was an author. He took a normal working class kid from Luton, and he gave him the confidence to have his dreams come true and eventually tell his story, and the person who he loved and admired so much ends up telling him that he actually admired his work. Thank you so much for listening, and hope you enjoy the rest of Edinburgh. Thank you.
My friend Gillian has been to see every tour that he's done all over Europe. She finished in, was it Helsinki?
Yeah, that was an amazing show.
Yeah, 4 hours.
4 hours, 7 minutes, and he did a back thing as well, didn't he? He did that acoustic thing. Yeah,
She's
yeah.
been every gig.
I remembered everything, and I didn't screw up, and it all went fine. And so now there's only 23 to go.